the most interesting thing to me about St Mary's seems that it's been here for over 800 years now. It's been a place of continuous worship in the town. So much of the ruins of the original church built with William Marshall and Isabella, his wife, of Leinster. And I think the fact that this lovely church is still here is one of the nicest things about it, and that it's in such good condition and we have so many things left of the medieval town.
St Mary's was the first stone-built Gothic church in Ireland, obviously influenced by the Normans who were here, who had arrived nearby at Baginbun in 1169. The people who built it were possibly locals, to the most part, but they would have been not educated in stone building. That technique would have come with the Normans. The Normans were the first stone builders in Ireland.
All the graves and the signs of steady occupation of this site for 800 years. You can see all sorts of conditions of mankind and fashions in gravestones and clothing and all kinds of things. They're all here. These are all the things that I like about the church, the atmosphere of it.
Now, what we have here is an early Norman stone, which was originally would have been laid horizontally on the ground. It may have even covered another stone where the body would have been interred, and some of these were left nearly on the top of the ground, and others were slightly buried in the ground. And we have a good few examples of that type of stone and that type of design. We can see another one beside it here, which is a smaller stone. Again, possibly a young person that was for.
It's a stone of the early 13th century. It's certainly a stone of one of the early citizens of New Ross, or Ross Ponte, as it was called. He's dressed in medieval robes. His hair is in the right style. He was holding something up in his hand that's bent up in his chest, possibly a cross, perhaps. It's hard to see. He's got a glove there. It's possible he might be Simon the Glover, Simon le Gontier. There is a reference to him on another gravestone of his wife.
This particular stone appears to be of a local limestone, and it would have been laid horizontally over the grave of somebody important from the town, like the sovereign or the bishops or an abbot or somebody who had contributed to the church here. You can see it's a beautifully carved, plain carving really, but still it's quite deep. The cuttings are quite deep, and it has lasted for over 700 years now.
Isabella and her husband William are credited with founding the church. There is a strong story in New Ross that her heart was buried here, her body is buried in Wales, and there is a stone which people say is dedicated to Isabella, and it's very hard to read now, but you can see Isabel and then Laegn, which is the Latin form of Leinster, but that's all it says on it really.
During 1798, the cavalry who defended the town from the insurgents were encamped on this site and the adjoining sites to the north of us here, and they succeeded to preserve, I suppose in some ways, this part of the town, as this church yard and the church, because other parts of the town were completely burned out. Our hope for St. Mary's would be that while it has lasted and stood here as the most prominent building in New Ross for 800 years, that it will still be here with in another 800 years with a little bit of attention and a little bit of help from the local people.